So you want to do an oil change on your 23 Highlander. You got this little felt shield here that's up here. It's got two 10mm bolts right here, and then it's got these 1, 2, 3, 4 absolutely ridiculous push pins that you have to take a little screwdriver and kind of pop it up and pull them out, which obviously after a certain amount of oil changes will not be reusable. So thank you, Toyota, for using what we call suicide clips. Generally a one single use item, but they can be used more than once. We got a 14mm nut on the oil pan. Now, I strongly suggest getting the proper oil filter remover tool. We got one of these funky looking doohickeys here, and it goes, and it actually, there's some grooves that fit inside this and kind of lock on. And I would definitely recommend getting one of these tools. Couple reasons. That sucker there is made out of plastic, and I would definitely recommend just getting rid of that plastic one right out of the gate and going right to an upgraded aluminum one. And again, the reason you want that tool, you're gonna see that thing doesn't just spin off nice and soft. I got a big old pry bar here, or half-inch breaker bar. Let's spin this sucker. And let's start peeing on me. It's loose enough to do by hand, I think. Yep, here we go. Trying to take too much of a bath. Hey, that's pretty good. The filter fell right out when I did that. Old filter fell right out. New one just slides right over there. It's kind of a springy feel to it. Just sits there, gets compressed when it's installed. It's part of the pressure relief system built into the filter. Got this O-ring. That O-ring, you got to make sure it goes back in the same spot. Do not place that O-ring on one of the threads, or you will have a major problem. Gotta get a little bit of the old oil on there. Make sure it's in the right location. Don't need this no more. And because these plastic jobbers, they get distorted. Anytime I do a service on one of these, I'm going to run the car, make sure it's not leaking or seeping from where that O-ring is. Because again, like I said, these plastic guys do get distorted. I'm going to clean off any residual oil. So don't mistake it for any new oil after we fill it up. Okay. Now, time to lower this bad boy. Fill it up. Not much to this part. These things take 0W20. Usually says it on the cap. This one doesn't. By the way, I recommend using full synthetic aerating. But these these newer cars that have 0.16 and now 0.8, like Chevrolet, had a problem with oil pressure, and the problem was they're basically running water for oil pressure at 0.8, and the solution, the fix, was to go to 0.20. So they like these super thin motor oils, dual stage oil pumps to keep oil pressure down, because it frees up a couple horsepower, keeps the crankcase pressures down, which makes the engine almost unmeasurably more efficient. And so by trying to do something better, they have progressively and continually made things worse. Toyota's newer engines, this is the V6 3.5 liter. A lot of their newer engines are 0.16, so they're pushing their luck now, and Toyota's having their own full set of problems with their new 3.4 liter twin turbo V6s in the big full-size vehicles, and their 2.4 turbo and their Tacomas and mid-size Lexuses and such forth. So they pretty much following GM's footprint by screwing up all the good stuff they ever had. I usually use a funnel that I made out of an empty one of these bottles I'm using, and I can't find it. Just take a razor blade and chop it, and then after it's chopped, I can just stick it in here, and then I've got it like that, and it sits, and I got a free funnel. If you hold the bottle with the snout upright, it doesn't go bloop, 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 and less chances of making a mess. If you've got it where the oil's coming out pointed down, you're probably going to spill this stuff all over the place. So that's the trick. How to minimize your mess. Already topped off all the other fluids. This one's got about 63,000 miles on it. I don't see any obvious problems. I'm going to check our records to see if the cabin filter was changed. It needs wiper blades. Also needs rear shocks. It might be because they got too much weight in the back too, which will cause a negative camber issue and some tire wear issues. But this vehicle has some cupping on the back tires, which is an indication of rear shocks or struts. And these are designed to carry like mom and dad and two little ones, and then maybe a dog. And this one carries a bunch of adults. Therefore, it's a little maxed out on its weight capacity on a daily basis. So now, we do need to start this up. I've done a lot of these. I know 6 quarts the capacity. We're going to start it up to check and make sure that filter's dry. That looks good, so we're going to put our little felt shield back in place. There's our nice dry oil filter. Again, I definitely recommend getting one of the aluminum upgrades. And it goes over the top. I'll push a pin in the back. It kind of holds it. We'll put these suicide clips back in. In this case, might be able to reuse them. There's one. There's 2. Looks like there's another one supposed to go there. And this part's a little bit blind. Gotta kind of go by feel a little bit. which is annoying. It started. Alright. Reset your maintenance light. We got another video on those. I fix them. Y'all have a great day.